So what's going on everyone, T-Glizzy here, and in today's Destiny 2 video, we are going to be doing a damage tier ranking chart for every single Warlock super in Destiny 2. So we're going to be ranking every super for the Warlock class from S tier all the way down to D tier, S tier being our highest damaging supers and D tier being our lowest damaging supers. So to conduct all of these super tests, we use the Ogre from the Grasp of Avarice dungeon because we do get a damage chart after we wipe, so we can get some very accurate numbers using this Ogre inside of the dungeon. If you guys do going to enjoy this Destiny 2 video, please be sure to let me know by smashing that thumbs up button, and without further ado, let's dive straight into it. So before we get into our damage tier list, I wanted to go ahead and mention that we are going to be excluding a handful of subclass trees. These three trees are Attunement of the Element, Attunement of Sky, and Attunement of Grace. Reason being that these trees aren't going to make it onto our damage tier list is because they're mostly mid-game trees. They're really good at giving us our abilities and also for clearing out ads, and then Attunement of Grace is Well of Radiance, and there's no way to deal damage with Well of Radiance, so that's also going to be excluded off of this list. But now that we got that out the way, now we can get into our damage tier ranking. So we're going to be damage testing a total of 7 unique supers. The first one is going to be bottom tree for the Voidwalker subclass, Attunement of Hunger. So bottom tree is the damage over time Nova Bomb, and this deals a total of 248,000 damage. So over on our damage tier ranking list, we're going to go ahead and put the bottom tree Attunement of Hunger in the B bracket. So still using the Voidwalker subclass, now we're going to be moving on to top tree Attunement of Hunger, and this is going to give us Slova Bomb, a slow moving Nova Bomb, and our Nova Bomb deals a total of 251,000 damage. So we're going to go ahead and rank Attunement of Hunger in the A tier bracket. We're ranking this a little bit higher than the bottom tree just because of the instant damage that we get from Nova Bomb when we do use top tree. So moving on to our final tree in the Voidwalker subclass, we have middle tree Attunement of Fission, and this is going to give us Nova Warp, and Nova Warp deals a total of 360,000 damage, so this is much higher than the Nova Bombs. So we're going to go ahead and rank Attunement of Fission middle tree in the S tier bracket just because of how much damage this super deals. It's dealing a lot more damage than either of the Nova Bombs. So now moving on to the Dawnblade subclass, and again we did exclude 2 of the subclass trees, Attunement of Sky and Attunement of Grace, so we're only going to be damage testing bottom tree Attunement of Flame. So bottom tree Attunement of Flame is dealing a total of 201,000 damage. So on our damage tier ranking list, we're going to go ahead and rank bottom tree Attunement of Flame. We're going to be ranking this in the D tier bracket just because it's barely cracking 200,000 damage, so this is definitely one of our weaker supers. So now moving on to our next subclass, we have the Stormcaller subclass, and for this subclass we didn't include one of the subclass trees. This is bottom tree Attunement of the Element, but we did go ahead and take damage numbers for the other 2 trees. So for our first damage test, we're going to be using top tree Attunement of Conduction, and our Stormtrance super is dealing a total of 248,000 damage. So on our damage tier ranking list, we're going to go ahead and rank top tree Attunement of Conduction in the C bracket. Reason that this is landing in the C bracket is because of how long it takes to actually use your entire super and then get the full damage out of this super. This just puts you in a bad scenario, and it takes a very long time to actually get the full damage out of the super, so that is the reason being why it is landing in the C bracket. So still using our Stormcaller subclass, but now moving on to middle tree Attunement of Control. This is going to grant us Chaos Reach, and our Chaos Reach is doing a total of 207,000 damage. And I know there are class specific exotics that can boost some of our supers, but we're not going to be using those class specific exotics in this video for our damage tier ranking. So for our Chaos Reach middle tree Attunement of Control, we're going to be ranking Chaos Reach in the D tier because of just how low the total damage is on this super. So now moving on to our final subclass and our only darkness subclass, we have the Shadebinder subclass, and we're going to be using the super Winter's Wrath. So our super is going to be dealing a total of 245,000 damage. So we're going to be ranking the Shadebinder subclass in the C tier bracket. Reason why this is landing in C tier is because this subclass isn't supposed to be used for boss damage, but it's highly recommended for clearing out ads and for dealing AoE damage. So I do recommend it for clearing out ads and AoE, but I do not recommend this for boss damage. So that is the reason why we have to land this in the C tier. If this subclass was taking into account the mid game and also its super, then this would be hands down in the S tier. But without the mid game and without us taking into account that we aren't killing any ads during a boss damage phase, we have to place the Shadebinder in the C class. Not the worst boss damaging super in the game, but it's definitely not the best either. So there we have it. We just ranked all 7 unique Warlock supers in Destiny 2 by their damage. So now we have the highest damaging super in the game, and that is the Nova Warp super. Nova Warp was dealing 360,000 damage, which was about 100,000 more damage than any other super. So if you're looking for the highest damaging super towards a boss, then definitely go with the Nova Warp super when you are using the Warlock class. And if you guys would like to see us do the Hunter and the Titan class in the future, then let me know by smashing that thumbs up button. It lets me know you want to see more videos like this in the future. But yeah guys, that's gonna do it for me in this Destiny 2 video. If you guys did enjoy, please be sure to let me know by smashing that thumbs up button, and don't forget to subscribe for more. And I have been your boy T Glizzy. You guys have been my awesome viewers, and I'll see you guys in another. Peace.